Hello everyone, my name is Eqay, Head of Human Interest Desk at yen.com Media Limited. Today I'm bringing you a very exciting interview of a couple who traveled from the US to come to Ghana and start a business. It promises to be amazing. I already spoke to them earlier, and there might be things that you yourself will benefit from. So stick and stay, relax, and enjoy as we go into the interview right now. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, I'm going to start with why you want to leave the diaspora and come to Ghana when people in Ghana want to travel to the diaspora. I'll begin with you, Mr. Wilson.
Okay, well, the idea of coming back to Africa has been a long time for me. I have this motivation from the Rastafarian concept is when I got introduced to Africa and recognizing that I'm actually a descendant of Africans. And so from there, I developed the desire to so the more I got mature and understood what it means to me, and following Marcus Garvey's philosophy and so on, is what really motivated me. Then 2019, when the Ghanaian government launched the Year of Return, it just kind of renewed that call. And so we started to do research and looking into coming to Ghana. And
Wow, amazing. Why did anything not stop you? Because I'm sure you must have heard a lot of negative things about Africa and our living conditions here and what up to the standard and all that. What is actually stopping you?
well, in this day and age of technology and telecommunication and the internet, take people's word for it. You know what I mean? And like I said, my desire began like 25 years ago. So about a century ago, compared to now, where information is, just right there at your fingertips. So it's like I said, do research, so you realize that that's just a false narrative.
So Mrs. Wilson, I will give you the next one. So how has the transitioning been coming from the diaspora to settle in Africa? That will be taken to how, from the research, how the rest went off.
Well, initially we thought about Ethiopia because the invitation has been previously extended to those of us in the diaspora by His Majesty Haile Selassie and the First. And that invitation stayed with us. But then as time went by, making the move that we made, eventually we called in 2019, that drew our attention to Ghana. And so we began the research. At the time we were in the States, and we were researching, and we researched heavily. And that's how our eyes then turned to Ghana. And then being here, reaching here, the best.
Wow,
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
Amazing. Tell me one of the most interesting things about the experience of Ghana.
Well, one of the most interesting things is that we are the same people everywhere that I've been. We as a people, we are the same. We share the same love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is not found outside the
Yeah. It is fun, I mean, just being here, it just reminds me of home. It reminds me of Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. So we are the same people. That is the interesting thing. You would think that it comes at, especially the way we've been informed in school. They didn't think they would come into Africa to have the same experience that they were having home. You thought you'd come to struggle and fight, and then you realize, hey, my brother, my sister, So that's an interesting thing.
Okay, amazing. So let's go on to the business, and it's very amazing to me first of all because Simon said Eqay is an order, and an American author. He goes by the concept that when you start a business with a why, that really pulls it through and pushes it forward. And it was interesting speaking to you earlier and knowing about some of the amazing things. So I just want us to get into that. Why would you want to start a business in Africa? What was that why for which you started a business?
Well, obviously, if you're going to migrate and live somewhere permanently, you would have to have a source of income, you know. And I am an entrepreneur. I run a business in the United States too. So it's just to research to find out what would have been lucrative business in Ghana. But and then also from research, we understood that Ghana is not the economy like the United States or Canada, where you're looking for laborers or people to work and pay them well. It is more a system that you want to invest and create employment. So hence the reason we decided to start a business. Initially, I was more thinking of something for self, like agriculture and micro business, but by making contact with consultants here in Ghana and developing a relationship with one particular individual, we brainstormed what we had with investment to make. When the budget was questioned, and I told them the kind of money that we had to spend to do this, then they mentioned to us that maybe petrol buying would be a good idea. And so that's what got us to this point. We started this business.
Yeah. And it's also really impressive to see the bond between you and everyone in the team. And tell me about how you are working as a family and as a business at the same time. It's simply amazing. How do you build that culture? Coming to Ghana, finding strangers and then building that relationship with them to push some movement forward.
As I said previously, just being present in Ghana, you already feel like family. Everybody treats you like family. At first everybody, they had this thing where they used to call me Madame. And I know it's a form of respect. I had to remind them, hey, I'm a sister, And then everywhere we go, we find that. And even when we first met Ben, he is one of the guys who works with us. And it was just from right there, you just felt that genuine, brotherhood, if I can say brotherhood. You felt that immediately. And then through him, we met a lot of people. And obviously that same spirit just transferred through everybody. So it's just oneness.
Wow.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I also noticed that you are people who believe in mission and what is meant to be. So, yes, how would you say you were able to maneuver your way through the scams and things people encounter when they are moving to Africa to do business or settle down? We've heard stories, and I personally have written some stories about people who got scammed by some people who were impressed. So how are you able to find your way to the right people?
Well, I'll tell you this: not everybody is with this now. Some people are atheists. Not everybody believes in God. But for me, I think one of the key things is the Almighty. And a great man once said, "A man without God is like a ship without rudder." And so that's the first thing that I depend on, the guidance of the Almighty. And so when I did my research and I made contact with Ben, they look for the signs, the typical signs that a scammer would like immediately start asking for money, hurrying up to do transactions and stuff like that. And so because when I spoke with Ben for a period of time, probably about 3 months or maybe about 4 months, he's never once said, you need to send money for this or for that. So the plan that me and my wife had was that, because I was running a business in the States, she would have come, and she's also the person who manages the business in the office. She's the administrator for the business in the States, so she has an experience. So we decided that she would come first and meet with Ben, and we also have Ghanaian neighbors in the neighborhood that we live. We had like about 3 houses apart from us, a Ghanaian couple, and we spoke with them too. We told them what our plan was. So they also introduced us to people here, But because of the interaction between me and Ben, for some reason I felt a connection and a sincerity So I told her to get with them, and we started to do the groundwork. And that's the first time I had to send money, to do anything at all. So like I said, looking out for scammers, first of all, you trust in the Almighty for His guidance, and then secondly, you listen to the people who you're dealing with, and listen to the questions and requests that they're asking, and kind of decipher from there.
But I would also like to point out that scamming is not limited to Ghana. You find that everywhere. So,
especially in America, actually. So they have it the works. Every single day. There's a phone call from somebody trying to scam you.
Yeah.
Every day. It's far worse than here. And that's also one of the things that struck me, because I'm from Jamaica. I lived in the United States in the 90s for 3.5 years. I lived in Trinidad with my wife for 7 years, and then I'm in Ghana. And when I compare the cultures and the people and the experience, Ghana by far has been the most humane place. By far. So far, that has been my experience. Well-mannered people, that's just the number one thing, right? Just mannerism. Everything is please and thanks and God bless you, man. You know what I mean? So that's very impressive.
Okay. Then that takes me to the next one, which is so how do you see running a business in Ghana is like, because we have what we call which is power fluctuation, right? But then power just goes off. Yes, sometimes running business is very, very difficult. So with your experience with doing so, and then also other challenges like maybe bad roads and all that, how is it like in business? How is it like?
I remember one time, I can't remember the place, some social media thing, and was going around for a while, and whatever was happening, there was one comment at the end, and the comment was, "Did you die?" No, we didn't die. We survived through the electricity and the batteries. That is like petty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to me, because we have children, and our children are here as well. And they kind of, no, mommy, I have no lights. And then after a while, everybody just find something to do, and we open the windows and let the breeze blow, and we survive.
Okay, so let's now go into the projects that you are working on in Ghana. I know one is 7 Streams Limited Company. First of all, what is it a company limited? That's what we are used to.
Yeah, I understand. Well, that question you will ask my consultants, or my chief operations officer, or you could ask them, because like I said, we're new to Ghana, so we're not used to the terrain.
Alright.
And the terminologies and the whole culture even as it relates to business. So that's why you employ competent people. So whenever you interview them, you will get that answer from you.
Okay, so what are 7 Streams Limited Company do? And what are you into?
We're in transportation and logistics.
Hauling and logistics.
Hauling and logistics. Yeah, and so we mainly specialize in the petroleum part of it. Yeah.
How's that been so far? How
Well, it's still in the preliminary stages. We are there, we're registered, we have our contract, and like I said, for these intricate details about the business, we have our people that will be able to explain it better to you. But yes, we are already commenced, we have employees, and some of which you'll be interviewing shortly. And like I said, these people are very intelligent, qualified, and competent people who will be able to answer your questions in relation to the company in detail. Okay, you understand? Yeah.
Okay, so but I'm sure you can at least give me like the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you are doing other things apart from 7 Streams.
Yeah. Okay. So the idea that is kind of my role. It's like I remember watching an interview with Julius Malema from South Africa. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah.
But I was watching an interview with him, and the lady was asking him if he thinks he's capable of being president of South Africa, and he said yes, definitely. The most important thing is having the vision and then employ people to help you to execute the vision. So that's kind of like what I do. I just kind of come up with a vision and I consult with them, and they will advise me, and then we will execute it. So to answer your question, yes, we want to expand into like building a fleet of trucks and also inviting investors who would be interested to, like in the States where I work with haulage companies there, and one of the models that they have is to invite people to come with like this tractor, and they supply the trailer, stuff like that. You know what I mean? We want to expand to that level.
But it has fears of migrating to Africa. How would you tell them?
Well, if you have fear, you probably don't want to be thinking about coming to Africa. Or what? You know what I mean? You don't need to have fear. You know, for Africa, we need confident, optimistic people. Okay. People who want to educate themselves about Africa. If you educate yourself about Africa, then you don't need to be afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing to be afraid of. You actually need to be afraid of the diaspora mainly because of the environment that exists there. You know what I mean? So, like I said, educate yourself. If you have fear now, you probably need to educate yourself about what Africa really is about. Yeah.
Right. I've also heard that running a business as a family should not be done because family has a way of interacting with the corporate world. How are you able to start a business together and keep it going? What's your secret?
Well, the secret. The secret is purpose. You know? Purpose. You see, we believe that everything happens for a reason and there's a purpose behind it.
Okay.
What we are doing is not starting a business, we are fulfilling a purpose.
Okay.
And because we have the same vision, because we have the same goals, and because we understand our purpose, there's no challenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So running kids and doing business together, there should be, if I want to start that, what would be your advice for me?
Well, as Alan rightfully said, it's purpose and having the same vision, the same passion, you know what I mean? And it kind of just transfers to the children as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not even hard to try to, you don't have to brainwash them to believe in what you're doing or to support. Because once it's the money and then you're doing it with this kind of conviction, it's easy for them to just be a part of it.
Okay. Okay, so before we wrap up, I'll just take your final words to maybe Ghanaians who you might be doing business with in the future, or maybe some people looking up to you, wanting to also become like you, maybe a couple running a business, maybe people who have migrated to Ghana and Africa doing business. So just your final words, or final thoughts. Yeah.
Was as I told my a driver with us employed, I was telling him that we want to be seen, looked at as partners, and of course we're going to respect each other's portfolio, but we're looking at each other as partners. And what I want to do for my brothers and sisters here in Ghana is to up the standard of living, for each person. And as I was telling him, I don't believe in employing somebody to be with you for the rest of your lives. Okay. I want to employ you to enhance and to elevate yourself, And of course work with us for a while and what the vision in your mind as an employee should be an employer one day.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That's like the first. Wow, okay, that's really amazing. Yeah. Okay, and would you like any final words?
Final words. The other day I was looking at a documentary with Winnie Mandela, and she said, I did not think that I was going to be a freedom fighter, but when I held these dying children in my hands, I know that I had to do something. It's me paraphrasing, right? Okay. But either way, you catch a go. You don't intend to, you live your life just to fulfill what you yourself want. But then life presents opportunities or situations that force you to be better than you used to be. Okay. So take the opportunities and the chances and be better. And thanks to the Ghanaian people for loving us and choosing us.
Thank you for also choosing that. Really good. Yeah. Okay, so that is it. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you had an exciting time. Watch out for 7 Streams Limited Company and all the projects that are coming up. See you some other time.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that was really amazing, wasn't it? I had such a great time. But shortly, we are going to interview the team who are Ghanaian, who are part of the pioneers setting up Seven Streams Company Limited here in Ghana. And so stay tuned as we delve into that very shortly.